What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon NBA DFS video. It is Thursday. It's the last Thursday of February, February 27th. We are back. We have 5-game slate to look at. So as you guys know, anytime we have 5 games, we give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. Now, we've done 10,000 simulations in the background, and these are the projections early. What I tell everybody, check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. About an hour to an hour and a half before tip-off every single night to check out the updated projections, updated simulations, our cheat sheet, and our updated optimal lineups on there. If you've never been here before, we do go through some projections. We then are going to build a DraftKings and a FanDuel lineup. If you do play Yahoo, we will put a Yahoo lineup in the Discord a little later on. So the link to the Discord is down below. The old link, apparently they only last for 7 days, so I've updated the link in the description, so make sure you check that out as well. Again, Filebach sponsored us the video you can see in yesterday's video, or I will link the video, the full video at the end if you guys want to get some spring collection. It is out now, so go check it out. Use our promo code, help out the channel as well. Spend at least $50 in Filebach over there, and we're going to give you a free month of FTA+. So, that being said, we do try to have giveaways every single video. Here are 2 ways to win. Like this video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment on the video. If the video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. Now, that is a week of every sport, not just NBA. If the video gets at least 100 likes, it's a free month. 150 likes, a free year. 200 or more likes on the video, a chance at a lifetime pass. That being said, there's also a keyword somewhere. Either I'll say it or I'll type it in the pinned comment section down below. Type that in and have a chance to win a free week as well. Now, yesterday's video, we did not hit 50 likes for the first time in forever, but we are going to roll it, and we're going to see all the 1 of 23 comments that have a chance to win with Filebach. Now, that was the keyword yesterday. We will see if it is used or not. So, Sergeant Saint, congratulations. Actually, yesterday was hump day. The keyword was hump day. Filebach was 2 days ago. So congratulations, Sergeant, yet again. Now, people are going to be like, it's the same person. Well, we had almost 400 views and only 23 comments. So it's 1 in 23 chance. So if you view this video and you want a chance to win free, absolutely free content, you just got to leave a comment with the keyword. It's that simple. So congratulations to you. And then we are going to build a lineup at the end as well. So the article that you see right now are going to be some other plays at each position that we're going to talk about. So make sure you check that out as well. Looking at the Vegas odds, looking at strategy, how to build down, what you break down a little bit. We got 5 games. Over-unders are there. Implied team totals. For the majority of the games, it is close. So we got Golden State at Orlando, 107.5 for Golden State, 103.0 for Orlando. Denver, we've got Denver 121 to Milwaukee 118.5. So a very close game as well. So a close game there. Really like both sides. Jokic obviously projected to be the highest. Anytime he's on the slate, he is projected to be the highest normally. Milwaukee just depends on who's in there. I know DiVincenzo might be questionable, but Damian Lillard makes a lot of sense. There's just a lot of people that make sense in that game. One that should be, or probably is going to be a blowout, Charlotte versus Dallas. Charlotte 106.5 implied team total, Dallas 117. So pretty significant spread on that one. So obviously, if you focus on Dallas, you want to find the players that are going to score often and early and often, so we don't get screwed if they don't play the last part, last quarter of the game or so. New Orleans at Phoenix, you got New Orleans 114 implied team total, Phoenix 121.5. Another pretty significant spread there, so obviously you want to focus on Phoenix. Just don't get screwed over. So Durant, Beal, I don't know about Beal as much, but we're there. And the Minnesota versus the Lakers, Minnesota 110 versus the Lakers 115. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. And trying to build lineups, it's exactly what we'll try to do. So that being said, we are going to go position by position. 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value. 3 top makes sense. Mid, we're looking about 8K or below on DraftKings. And then value right around 5K or below. Value opens up throughout the day. When you're looking at value plays, you want to see basically a minimum of 20 minutes per game. Or if they're scoring like 1.5 to 2 fantasy points per minute, then we're okay if they don't hit 20. And value opens up throughout the day. That's why we kind of wait and things change throughout the day. So looking at the point guard position, at the top we got Luka going up against Minnesota, 52 to 55 fantasy points. We've got LaMelo Ball, 46 to 50 fantasy points against Dallas, probably playing from behind, probably will play the entire minutes, 18 DVP, I don't mind that at all. Damian Lillard versus Denver in a great matchup, a close game, hopefully 45 to 50 fantasy point range, 26 DVP against the position. So a great matchup for Lillard, especially at 9K if you don't want to pay 11K for Luka. You could look at that price-wise there. Mid-tier, not a ton. Jamal Murray is questionable. Very curious. Is he questionable or probable? He is probable, so he's good to go there. Minutes-wise, playing 30-plus minutes. Splits-wise, he has not played Milwaukee this year. But we're looking at Jamal Murray about 38 to 42. He's got 24th DVP there. Austin Reeves against Minnesota in what should be a close game, 36 to 40 fantasy points. CJ McCollum against Phoenix, probably playing from behind, probably play the whole game, hopefully, unless it's a huge blowout and they set all their starters. That would be the only problem that I see. 22nd DVP, 34 to 38 fantasy points. Then we come down here. Again, with 5 games, there's not a ton of player pool options to look at. But we're looking at Anthony Black against Golden State, 11th DVP, 23 to 25. Mike Conley against the Lakers, 22 to 25. AJ Green from Milwaukee, a cheap option if he plays. 3,600, 26 DVP, right around 20 to 24 fantasy points. Now, I am very curious with AJ Green being 3,600, the minutes that he's getting. So 30-plus minutes in his last 4 games. Splits-wise, has not played them there. Game logs, 23, 11, 20. It's been up and down. But at 3,600, you're able to, you put him in there, you are able to afford Luka or depending on if you want to go Jokic. It just depends when you build off of someone under 4K like that. That is a value pick. And I did forget to mention, we are going to go over like the top 5 plus value picks at the end of this video. And don't forget, PGA started today. We've got MMA on Saturday. We've got NASCAR on Sunday. So Anthony Edwards is questionable. I kind of just wanted to look at, he expects him to play. Game log wise, 30-plus minutes. The games have been there. He hasn't missed them. We'll see. I fully expect him to play in this game, though. Early projections off simulations have him right around 48 to 52 fantasy points. Devin Booker in a game that could be a blowout. This is the only problem. Hopefully he's the one that scores a ton. But if they do go up big, he might sit. 20th DVP. We're looking about 46 to 50 fantasy points. Trey Murphy III against Phoenix. On the flip side of that, 24th DVP, 39 to 42, which I like because he is under 8K there. Then we go mid-tier. Just depends on where you're at. Bradley Beal, about 38 to 42. Brandon Podziemski, about 30 to 34. Christian Braun, the price has gone, it's been fluctuating. Christian Braun against Milwaukee, 11th DVP, 26 to 30 fantasy points. Then we get down a little bit to value. Nick Smith Jr., about 24 to 26. Moses Moody, about 24 to 26. We can go a little bit further down. Nickeil Alexander-Walker against the Lakers, 10th DVP, about 23 to 26 as well. Moving to the small forward, you got LeBron James, but he's got that questionable tag. It's that questionable tag every single game. Still plays. He's probable. He's gonna have that questionable tag every single time. The game wasn't a high-scoring game. Okay, it was 206, which was crazy low considering. The minutes are there for him. The price is there at under 10K. But again, when we're looking at value, minimum, you need 6 times value for someone, minimum. And that's 60 plus for LeBron. And I just don't know if he gets it. We've got him at 49 to 52 right now. Probably not enough for me. Zion here, 42 to 45. Franz Wagner against Golden State, 4th DVP, so not the best matchup for him, but we've got him right around 40 to 44 fantasy point range. Come to mid-tier here. Kyle Kuzma, 37 to 40 fantasy point range. Jimmy Butler, 36 to 40. Jaden McDaniels, 33. Or Michael Porter Jr., against Milwaukee, 29th DVP, so a great matchup for him, about 32 to 35 fantasy point range. Then you get down to the nitty and the gritty down here. Not a ton. I don't know how far I'll actually go down this list when building the lineups today. Najee Marshall, about 24 to 26 fantasy points for Dallas against Charlotte. 30th DVP, a great matchup for him. Royce O'Neal against New Orleans, 23 to 25. And then Grayson Allen against New Orleans, 28 DVP, about 23 to 26 fantasy points. So again, when you are finding those value plays, they got to start. If they come off the bench, we need at least 20 minutes, which is very hard to do. But you can see all these people are out or questionable. Throughout the day, that those questionable could change to out, which then would boost up the value. And that's why I tell you, go check out the website. Go check out our free Discord, which you can find the link down below. We give out core plays, value plays. We answer questions if we can. We go back and forth with plays if you want, whether or not it's sports betting or DFS. We try to do that for you. So looking at the power forward position, Kevin Durant in a blowout scares me a little bit. 18 DVP, so a great matchup for him. 48 to 52. Paolo Banchero here against Golden State. 22nd DVP, 43 to 46. Naz Reid against the Lakers. 39 to 42 fantasy points. Mid-tier, depending on where you're at. Miles Bridges, about 39 to 40. PJ Washington, who is questionable. I think he's probable, though. He is questionable. He did not do much. Back-to-back games has not done much. Price-wise, that's not enough for that. Early projections have him about 35 fantasy points because he's got 21st DVP, but he's had back-to-back bad games. I don't know how much I'll use him. Draymond Green, 31 fantasy points. Aaron Gordon, who is questionable. Pay attention to this. Not the best matchup, actually the worst matchup for him against Milwaukee, first DVP, but 28 to 32 fantasy points at 5,300. I am okay with that, especially if we pay down. And then go down further. Carlo Matikovic against Phoenix, 24th DVP, 22 to 25 fantasy points. And Matikovic here, game logs. The minutes are right around the 20 mark, what we need. He had that great 30 fantasy point game we used against San Antonio. Then we ran it back with him against the same team, and he did not do well, unfortunately. But now he's going up against Phoenix in a game that could be playing from behind. He could get some extra minutes, so I am okay with Matikovic there. Dorian Finney-Smith against Minnesota, 30th DVP, so the best matchup he could do, 20 to 24. It just depends on the minutes that he gets. And then we've got Bull against New Orleans, 18th DVP, 19 to 24 fantasy point range. Then finally, we get to the center position. Jokic is at the top. He's 12,300, going up against Milwaukee. He's coming off 65 fantasy points his last game. Splits-wise, he has not faced Milwaukee this year. They are 16th DVP against the center, so right in the middle. We're looking about 62 to 65. Probably not enough, but we could use him if we use under sub 4K players here. You could get him in there and be okay with that. We do have Giannis against Denver, 56 to 60 fantasy point range. He's got that questionable tag, but it's probable. Should play. Has not played Denver this year. 9th DVP is not the best, though. We got Mark Williams against Dallas, 23rd DVP, 36 to 40 fantasy point range. Mid-tier, you can see that a lot of the mid-tier picks are already out. So you basically drop down to Brook Lopez. So looking at Lopez, about 30 to 34 fantasy points against Denver, 24th DVP. I don't mind that whatsoever. Wendell Carter Jr., about 28 fantasy points. Yusuf Nurkic, about 25 fantasy points. And a couple other value picks down here. Nick Richards, about 22 fantasy points, 28 DVP. So a great matchup for him. Just depends if he gets in the game enough. Mason Plumlee, about 22 to 25. We do have Jackson Hayes against Minnesota, 10th DVP, about 20 to 24 fantasy points. Now, with Jackson Hayes, it's the minutes. The minutes are what they're very fluctuating lately. 17, but then 25, 28, then 18, then 7. So it really just depends on where we're at. Coming off 21.5 against Dallas, which is not too bad at his price of 4,400. I probably will not be playing him. I usually, for the majority of it, I like to pay up at the center position. And there you have it. Those are just some of the projections, some of the simulations. The biggest value picks as of right now at 8 a.m., and they can and will change, are as follows. Yusuf Nurkic, about 25 fantasy points of what we're looking at. That's the biggest value as of right now. Number 2 is Kyle Kuzma. 3 is AJ Green for Milwaukee. It just depends if he's going to get in there. But AJ Green being 3,600 allows us to pay at a lot of other positions. Bradley Beal is another one. Carlo Matakovic is one. Wendell Carter Jr. And if you want to go down a couple other ones, lower levels, Dorian Finney-Smith and Jordan Hawkins, both right around the 20 fantasy point range, both plus matchups in DVP-wise. So those are just some of the value. If you want to see all of them, all of that is on the website. Go check out fantasyteamadvisors.com. So that being said, we are going to build you guys a DraftKings lineup and a FanDuel lineup. So, that being said, now and I've had questions. These are very early builds. These are a start. They're a start around where you want to be. Now, that being said, with a 5-game slate, they're still going to be GPP only, tournament only. But again, when you're, AJ Green, we're doing that. Hawkins, we're doing that. Those are sub 4K. We can go so many directions with that. So these are early builds. They can and will change because maybe AJ Green is ruled out or X, Y, and Z is ruled out. And we don't know. Out of nowhere, they got hurt during shoot-around or whatever it is. That's when value opens up, and that is when I tell you, go check out the website. So the one is Giannis. I believe he'll play. We're saving money if you don't want to pay up for Jokic today. And that's just kind of a build. We've used all the salary. You can definitely check that out. That is one build there for DraftKings, and I've already built the FanDuel one. But before we get in there, the keyword of the day is coffee, because I need a lot of coffee because last night was a long night with my kids. I also got a brand new TV, and the sound is muffled. Was not cheap, and the sound is muffled. It's a Samsung. I'm not happy. I've had to factory reset it once, and I've had to unplug it out of the wall, and I'm not enjoying it. So there you go. There's your DraftKings lineup. There's your FanDuel lineup. And if you want to see the Yahoo, that'll be on a little bit later on. There's not a ton of people that play Yahoo, so I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. But yeah, so that's what I've got. Any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. Let's have a great Thursday. Let's move the needle. It is 60 degrees it was minus 14 last Monday. It is now 60 degrees today and tomorrow. Safe to say maybe spring is here. I'm very excited. That means baseball. We are less than a month away from baseball. I'm going to link the playlist of MLB from last year. You can go check out how we broke down each and every slate. We're going to do that exact same thing with MLB every single day possible here. So that being said, I want you to have a great Thursday, whether or not you're working, whether or not you have it off. I want all your sports bets to hit. I want your loved ones to give you hugs. I want your significant others to touch you in your no-no squares if you want. I want great Thursday. DFS, sports betting, love life, whatever it is. Let's have a great day. Good luck, and as always, bring them that bacon. Peace.